Process of budgetary control. 1. Definition of objective. Objectives should be written out. Budget is prepared for achieving some objectives. These objectives should be clearly defined. 2. Location of key factors. There is usually one factor which sets limit to the total activity. Such factor is known as key factor. Sometimes there may be more than one key factor. For proper budgeting, these must be located and estimated properly. 3. Standard of activity or output. Standard of each activity or output then set. These are objectives which will be achieved in future. For preparing future budget, past data can be used, but it cannot be completely relied upon. 4. Organization chart. An organization must have organization chart. This is necessary in order to have clear idea of authority and responsibility of each executive so that there may be no conflict among functional executive for their responsibilities and blaming others for poor performance. Organization chart shows that chief executive is head of budgetary control system and he delegates his authority to the budget officer who see that all budgets are coordinated and drawn in time. The other manager will prepare the budget for their functions. 5. Budget center. Budget center is a section or area of an organization under the responsibility of manager for which budgets are prepared. Budget center may be functional department, section, cost center or combination of those. Budget center should be established for cost control and all budget should be related to cost center. 6. Budget manual. Budget manual involved details of organizational setup, routine procedures and programs to be followed for developing budgets for various items and duties and responsibilities of executive regarding operations of the budgetary control system. Budget manual is a booklet or written document which guide the executive in preparing various budgets. Responsibility and functions of each executive in regard to the budgets are written down in budget manual to avoid any duplication or overlapping of responsibilities. Features of budget manual. Budget manual is a written document or booklet. Budget manual contain many information which are required for effective budgetary planning. Budget manual is a collection of documents that contain key information for those involved in planning process. Budget manual is an introductory explanation of budgetary planning and control process which involve budgetary objectives and desired result. Budget manual contains a form of organization chart to show responsibilities of managers. It contains timetable for preparation of each budget. It contains copies of all forms to be completed by responsible managers. Components. Important matters covered in budget manual. Introduction and brief explanation of objectives and principles of budgetary control. Organization chart statement showing the responsibility and authority of each manager. Process of budgeting program. Timetable for preparation of each budget. Each report and statement. Budget period. Method of accounting and control of expenditure. Explanation of key budgets. Authority for granting approval must be clearly stated. Advantages of budget manual. Everyone know in writing that what is his role, what is to be done and how it to be done. It help in coordinating efforts. Problems can easily solved. There is better allocation of resources. New employees can understand the procedure themselves. As everything in writing, it helps in reducing ambiguity. It defines authority and responsibility in matters related to budget. It is a formal record about budgetary control system. 7. Budget controller. Budget control organization is headed by top executive known as budget controller or budget director or budget officer. Budget controller is appointed by chief executive and his specific duty is administration of budgets. Development of budget is not direct responsibility of budget controller. His position is that of supervisor and coordinator of all budget functions. His function is to give advice to the line manager. In big organizations, a full-time budget controller is appointed, but in small organization, a top official is made responsible for executing the budgetary control system besides attending to his own duties. Duties of budget controller. To create coordination among the various functional managers. To revise and amend the budget manuals when necessity arise. To prepare budget programs and issue instructions for proper execution of each program. To provide guidance to various functional managers in matters pertaining to budget. To revise the functional budgets of various departments and provide necessary information for preparation of these budgets. To collect actual cost from cost office and compare with budgeted cost. To prepare summary budgets in consultation with budget committee. To revise budgets according to the directions of the budget committee and place it before board of director for final approval. 8. Budget committee. The budget controller is assisted by budget committee. Budget committee is group of representatives of various functions in an organization. Budget committee will include general manager, sales manager, works manager, accountant or budget controller, purchase officer, personnel manager and departmental managers. The general manager only acts as chairman of the committee. The functional managers will prepare the budget and submit to the committee for approval. It is duty of budget committee to make necessary adjustments in budgets, coordinate all budgets and finally approve the budget. The budget committee is advisory committee. It examines budget report which make comparison of actual performance with budgeted performance and recommend corrective actions. Duties of budget committee: to act as advisory committee, to receive, revise and finally approve the budgets, to make necessary adjustments in the budgets, to receive reports and compare actual with budgeted figures, to suggest remedial actions or revision of budget if necessary, to participate in discussion for evaluating the different projects or programs which have direct effect on budgets. 9. Budget period. This may be defined as a period for which a budget is prepared. The budget period will depend upon two factors. 1. The type of business. 2. The control aspect. 1. Type of business. For example, in case of seasonal industries, budget period should be short one and should cover one season. But in case industries with heavy capital expenditure, the budget period should be long. 2. The control aspect. From control point of view, budget period should be short one so that the actual result may be compared with budget each week or month. On the basis of budget period, budgets can be divided into three types. Long-term budget. These budgets are prepared for 3 to 5 years and these are prepared for expansion and modernization of undertaking or introduction of new product or new projects and undertaking heavy advertisement. Medium-term budgets. These budgets are prepared for 1 to 3 years. Short-term budgets. These budgets are prepared for less than 1 year. These may be prepared for week or month. 10. Budget reports. Finally, budget reports are prepared showing the comparison between actual and budgeted expenditures. Various budget reports such as sales budget report, production budget report, purchase budget report, labor budget report, expenses budget report, cash budget report, capital expenditure budget report, research and development budget report etc. can be prepared to highlight the activities of various functional budgets. Thank you.